Hey friends, this is Renee from Little Village Homestead, and today I'm going to show you how I make a very delicious roasted vegetable stock. Be right back. And I've got all my veggies washed up that's going in here. So what's going to go in my roasted vegetables for my stock is carrots and celery, onions and garlic. That's what I'm going to roast. And then I'm going to add my herbs and my dehydrated mushrooms and some of my other stuff after that. So first thing, I got all these chopped up. Now you're just going to want to cut them in small chunks and throw them on your tray. The smaller the chunks, the better for roasting and, whoa, I dropped one on the floor, and for the flavor to be infused into the water. So, there's that. Just give my celery a rough chop here. This makes a wonderful broth, especially when you roast it. Now, I know a lot of people just, simmer it, whatever. That's fine. You can do that too. I just like the added flavor from roasting them. And I just chop it with I use the leaves and everything. It doesn't matter. I just throw it all on there. And you're always going to want to use vegetables that don't overpower. Like, the broccolis and the cauliflowers. Now, you don't want to use that. And I know some people will use turnip and potatoes. And if you do that, do it in very minimal amounts. Because otherwise, it will really leave your broth. It'll give it a stinky smell, I say. And you don't want stinky broth. It's just too strong. I like nice, mild flavored vegetables. Okay. Now the onion, I don't do anything. I just chop it up. Throw it in there in chunks. That end piece does have some junk on it. Let me clean that off. Yeah, I don't want that. Otherwise, just put it all on there. And it will make an absolute wonderfully roasted veggies for our, and then I got garlic here. I'm just going to sporadically place that around in there. Then I'm going to do another onion. This one's good. I got to rinse my board. I don't believe I got any of that. I had a little sand on the end of that onion, but I don't believe it's in there. I think I caught it. Okay, so I just cut that. I don't peel them. It doesn't matter. It's going to go right into a pot and it's going to be simmered. So, throw them right on in there. There you go. Now I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil. Maybe about 3 teaspoons worth. Not too much. Yeah, that's about good right there. And I'm just going to get them coated. These are going to go in a 400-degree oven, and I put them in there for about 40 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. And when we get this done, I will be back and I'll show you my next step. So, in the oven they go. I'll be back. Okay, friends, so you see my vegetables are roasted and out of the oven, and I had to let them cool off a little bit so I could touch the pan in that. So I'm just going to take these. And I'm going to scrape them because I want the yummies from the bottom of the pan too. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful broth. Everything just like that. I'm going to put it in my 8-quart pan. You can make as much or as little as you choose. There we go. I got that in there. Okay, you can see, I'm going to move my camera, I'll be right back. Much better. Now you can see in the bottom of the pan, I got all my goodies in there. Okay, all I'm going to do is throw in, I got some parsley, some flat leaf Italian parsley, and some rosemary, fresh from my little herb garden. And I'm going to, these are the dried leeks that I did. These are the dried wild leeks, ramps, whatever you want to call them. And I'm just going to put a small handful in there because those are strong. Those are like a cross between a shallot and a garlic. And of course, I've got some dried mushrooms here. I'm going to put a nice handful of my dried mushrooms in there. That will give it a very rich, wonderful flavor and a little bit darker broth. Now, of course, mushrooms aren't a vegetable. We all know those are a fungus, but they still make a wonderful addition to a stock. Okay, and then I got thyme. And I'm going to put about, I'd say it's a good teaspoon of thyme. I'm going to put that, maybe I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And it's dried. If you use fresh, you know, you can use fresh too. I just didn't have any fresh. Now I'm going to put about a good, I'd say that's a good tablespoon, scant tablespoon of peppercorns in there. And you are going to definitely want to put a little bit of salt in your broth because that will flavor it a little more too. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt in there. That should be good. And I'm going to add a nice amount. I got about a gallon of water here. I'm going to put in here. And I'm also going to add a bay leaf. Let me get my bay leaves. Okay. Here is my bay leaves. I'm going to put 2 of them in there. And that's all I'm going to add to mine on this day. I know I've done it before. I've added all kinds of different things in there. Fennel, I mean, you know, tomatoes. Tomatoes are a wonderful addition to a vegetable stock. However, you want to be very careful and not to get too many of the tomato seeds in there because, of course, that will give it a very bitter flavor. So, but for this pan right here, I am going to bring to a nice boil first, and then I'm going to turn it down so it's at a heavy simmer. I want it to simmer real good for about 2 hours, and then when that's done, I'll be back and we'll show you the next step. Okay, friends, I brought you back because I wanted you to see how beautiful this was doing. And it's not a heavy boil, but it's just a little more than a simmer. It's a heavy simmer, so it's bubbling a little bit. And oh my gosh, it's doing wonderful, and it's smelling wonderful. So, it's got about another good hour to go. And see the onion skins, they're turning that beautiful golden color. Wow, this is gorgeous. Okay, I just wanted you to see that. And obviously there's nothing to skim off the top because this is vegetable broth. There's no fat in it. So everything looks good. It's coming along great. And we'll be back in about an hour. Okay, friends, as you can see, our vegetable stock is done. It's been going for about a good 2 hours. So I'm going to slide my camera back. And I'm going to show you how I strain it. Very simple. Then you'll see I'm doing it in glass so you can see the lovely color. It is gorgeous. Okay, let's see. Make sure you can get a good picture of this. And you could strain it through cheesecloth, but I don't. I just strain it through a regular little mesh strainer. Push down just a little bit just to get all the extras out of there. I'll boy, that's looking wonderful. Okay. This is going to be gorgeous. Okay, so this is all you do. You just get it all strained. And I just give it a little push. I don't want to mash nothing through there. Just give it a little push and get all them little drops out. Now normally I'd just pour it into my bigger one and do it real quick, but I'm showing you how this works, so we're doing it this way. And then you can can this, which I am going to make some more and can it. I just made a small batch just to show you how I do it. So that smells wonderful. Okay, let me finish this up and I'll be right back and I will show you the finished product. Okay, we are back and this is done. I've got this strained. I've also got another partial container of it strained, but this is the one that you can see clearly in. And look at that rich, beautiful caramel color it's got. And that comes from the onion skins as well as the mushrooms. And that's what gives it that wonderful look. Now, if you like it a little bit lighter, then don't put the mushrooms in there. But I also love the flavor that the mushrooms give. So this, friends, is how I do my broth. Now you can can this, and I will be doing a video on canning it, so I'll give you all the instructions in that video. But for now, this is some lovely roasted vegetable stock. Thank you for watching.